everybody? This is War Machine and welcome to Fat Guy Fitness. Today we're talking about how to bench press. Before we get any farther though, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And also, boom, right here below my finger is going to be a website. Click the link and follow it. Now, let's get to it. So the first thing we got to do is we're going to go to an area where I have a bench press. So we're going to go down to the pit, and right away the first thing we're going to see is my spotter slash production assistant. Her name is Mischief, and she's going to be here to help us out. No, I'm just kidding. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our bench, and the way we're going to set it up is we're going to put the bar, a 45-pound bar that I got from Texas Power Bar, which is a phenomenal bar. We're going to put it on these hooks here, and we're going to try to keep as much distance between the collars and the hooks as possible, and they're hopefully going to be roughly the same, but we can figure that out when we lay down on the bench. Now, before we even get started on these things, we got to talk for a brief second about safety. If you have clips, if you're at the gym and they have clips, use the damn clips. These things are going to save your life, because eventually you're going to have an unbalanced load, and when you go to move it, the plates are going to slide. It's going to happen. It happens to us all. Anyway, right back at it. What I've done here is I've set up the bench with a side view so you can see roughly what it looks like, and we're gonna put the 25-pound plates on. Now that we've got the 25-pound plates on, what we're going to do is we're going to grasp the bar. Now what you see here is you see my left hand. It is rolled back. The knuckles are pointed towards the wall behind me. That's not what we want to do. So I'm going to roll my knuckles forward so they're facing the sky, which is what we see here. And then if I show the right and wrong way to do it with a longer shot of my arm, you'll start to understand why. When the bar and the knuckles are even on my forearm, the forearm creates a piece of, basically a piece of wood. We want a nice long solid piece of wood so that the load is going to be distributed evenly. We're going to call that bone support. If you look at the knuckles rolled back, it's going to put the load on the joint. So that's a problem in and of itself. We're going to end up with an uncomfortable at best position, but it's actually going to start doing damage to our wrist joint, and as our load gets heavier, the bar will eventually either roll out of our hand backwards, or it'll become so heavy that we hurt ourselves. Notice my fingers. My thumb is hooked around the bar. We're not using a false grip slash California grip slash suicide grip. This is the safest grip in the world to use for a bench press, so that's what we're going to use here. Now, on to the actual bench press. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay underneath the bar, and I'm going to use these two posts here where my hands are to situate myself. Then I slide my hands back to the bars by my head, and I'm going to push against my toes. I want to make sure that my toes are planted in the ground, my knees are lower than my hips, and that I'm arching my back so that the midsection comes up. If you were to look underneath, you would actually see a space between the small of my back and the bench. Then I grab the bar, and I'm wrapping my thumb and forefinger around the rings that are on there. I move the bar off the post, take a breath in, bring it down to my chest, I pause, and then I push back up, locking my arms at the top. A few more repetitions of this, and we can start to see how each time we go up and down, our body shifts just a little bit. That's where these stabilizer muscles in the core are going to come in. The elbows are at a 45-degree angle right here. They're tucked in, and I open them up as I drive to the ceiling. The reason I'm doing that is to protect the shoulder joint and to deliver as much power as I can to the bar as it goes up. I rack it, I make sure it's on there safely, and then I sit up. A very effective, very safe maneuver, but one a lot of people don't quite understand because there are a lot of intricacies that go into this. That's going to do it for bench press. Until next time, enjoy your workout, and I'll see you soon.